Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Podspeak English. I'm Sophia. I can't tell you how excited I am for today's episode. It's going to be such a game changer, and you will love it.
Hey there, I'm David, and yes, Sophia. I'm pumped for this one too. Let me ask you, have you ever looked back at the end of the year and thought, where did all the time go? Because honestly, I've done that so many times.
Oh, totally, David. It's such a strange feeling, right? One moment it's January, and before you know it, the holidays are here, and your goals feel like, I don't know, like distant dreams?
Exactly. And that's why today's episode is so important. We're not just talking about setting goals, we're talking about setting yourself up for real success in 2025. By the end of this podcast, you'll know how to set goals that stick, break them down into actionable steps, and actually follow through this time. Doesn't that sound, exciting?
Oh, perfect. And honestly, I think people are going to love how practical this conversation will be. So if you're listening and you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the amazing tips we have lined up. All right, David, are you ready to dive in?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do this.
So let's start with this. Why does the new year feel so magical? You know what I mean?
Oh, I get it. There's something about flipping the page to January. It's like the whole world presses this giant reset button. Like a mental refresh, you know?
Exactly. It's a clean slate. But here's the thing. It's not just about starting fresh. It's about starting smart. And honestly, this time of year is perfect for that.
Totally. I mean, this is when I really start reflecting. What worked for me in 2024? What didn't? Where did I totally crush it? And where did I fall short? I think if you don't take that time to assess, you're kind of, just winging it.
That's so true. And reflection isn't about beating yourself up. It's about learning. So David, what's something you learned about yourself in 2024?
Good question. I think I realized I'm great at starting things, but not so great at sticking with them. Like, I'll kick off a goal with all this energy, but then life happens and I lose focus. How about you?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I get that. For me, it was all about clarity. The goals I was super specific about, I crushed them. But the vague ones? Let's just say they're still sitting on my list.
Oh, been there, done that. And that's why today's topic is so important. If you're listening, take a moment to think about your own year. What worked? What didn't? Because those answers are going to guide you as we plan for 2025.
All right, let's talk about resolutions for a second. Be honest, David. How many New Year's resolutions have you made and, well, completely forgotten about?
Oh, Sophia, too many to count. Resolutions like be healthier or save money always sound good at first, but they never stick.
Exactly. And here's why. They're just too broad. Resolutions lack structure, so it's easy to lose motivation. That's why I always say, forget resolutions and focus on goals instead.
Oh, I love that. Goals are specific, measurable, and, actionable. They give you a clear roadmap. Like instead of saying, I want to save money, you'd say, I'll save $200 every month by cutting unnecessary expenses.
Yes, perfect example. Or instead of, I want to get healthier, you could say, I'll work out 3 times a week and meal prep every Sunday. Can you see how much more doable that feels?
Oh, totally. It's like you're breaking it down into steps you can actually follow. So, listeners, here's a little challenge. Think of one resolution you've made in the past. How could you turn it into a specific goal for 2025?
You know, David, some people might be wondering, why should I set goals in January? Like, can I set them anytime?
Fair question. But here's the thing. January is like a natural starting line. Everyone around you is motivated, and that energy, it's contagious.
Oh, yes. Think about the gym in January. It's packed with people who are excited to work on their fitness goals. That sense of community and accountability, it's huge. You're not just setting goals, you're stepping into a movement of like-minded people.
Wow, that's so true. And starting in January also makes it easier to track your progress. You know exactly when you began, and you can measure your growth month by month. Imagine looking back next December and thinking, wow, I actually did it.
I love that. So if you've been procrastinating, let this be your sign. Now is the time to start.
Okay, Sophia, let's talk about the psychology of a fresh start. Why do you think January feels so different?
Oh, I think it's because it's a clean slate. Psychologically, it feels like permission to let go of the past. So if you've had setbacks or unfinished goals in 2024, January says, hey, it's okay. You can start over.
Oh, I love that. It's like wiping the slate clean and saying, all right, what's next? So, Sophia, if someone is listening and feeling stuck, what would you tell them?
I'd say ask yourself this: what do I truly want for myself in 2025? Not what someone else wants, but what you want. What would make you feel proud, fulfilled, and excited? And then get ready to go after it.
So, Sophia, let's talk big goals. They're exciting, but let's be honest, they can feel overwhelming.
Oh, totally. That's why breaking them down is a game changer. Think of your big goal as a puzzle. You don't need to solve the whole thing at once. Just focus on one piece at a time.
That's a great analogy. Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say your goal is to write a book. Instead of saying, I'll write a book in 2025, break it into phases. Let's say I have to publish my book in December 2025. So we have 12 months from January to December 2025. Let's break down that period into 4 phases from 1 to 4. Assign different goals for each period. Phase 1, let it be from January to March. And during this time, just create an outline and write the first 3 chapters. Now, phase 2, let it be from April to June. During this period, complete the first draft. Let's jump into phase 3, let it be from July to September. During this period, edit and refine the first draft. Now the final phase, phase 4, from October to December. During this period, finalize the draft and publish it. How does that sound?
Oh, wow, that makes it feel so much more manageable. Each phase is like a mini win, and you're building momentum as you go.
Now let's get real for a second. Life doesn't always go as planned. So what do you do when things, well, fall apart?
Good question. Honestly, I used to give up when things went off track. But I've learned that flexibility is everything.
Oh yes. Think of your plan as a map, not a rigid contract. If you hit a roadblock, adjust your route. The important thing is to keep moving forward.
And don't forget to celebrate progress. Every milestone, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction.
So, here's the plan. Reflect on 2024 and learn from it. Set specific, measurable goals for 2025. Break big goals into smaller steps. Stay flexible and celebrate every win.
Wow, 2025 is going to be amazing. It's your blank canvas. What will you create?
And if you love this conversation, please hit the subscribe button and share this episode with a friend. Let's make 2025 unforgettable.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time, take care, stay inspired, and keep dreaming big. Have a great day ahead.